Aquí vámonos. There we go. Ready to go. Welcome. My name is John Davies. Yo soy John Davies. Bienvenidos a Cabo San Lucas, Nueve Hogar de JKD Asset Management. Yes, the new home of JKD Asset Management in beautiful Cabo San Lucas. Time for a little bit of coffee as we get this going. An exciting session here. Pardon me. Let me get that askew. Yes, I'm the guy with the tie in Cabo San Lucas and wearing those Oxfords. But we got to keep some things going here. Oh, look who's online. My dear, that's a little bit surprising. Hold on, where she is. Let me check who's online. First of all, I should say Perry or Mama. And others on YouTube, great to see you, young gentleman in the jet black suit, young gentleman of destiny in the jet black suit. Christopher, thank you very much for joining us. Drew, great to have you here. We're a little bit farther commute than up the 95, but one day soon, I hope. Great to have you here. Thank you very much. Hope everyone had a wonderful weekend. The wonderful weekend. And Andres, buenos dias, my friend. Well, I look forward to a meeting again, sitting back, talking more about situations in your region of the world or your homeland, former homeland. Keith, great to have you here. There's my beautiful bride. I think you're a little surprising me being watching there from my Hermosa Novia. Mike, great to have you here. John, thank you very much for joining us. Conan from West End of London, great to have you here. Anthony, great to have you here. Thank you very much. David, great to see you. Thank you. Benny, as always, hope all is well. Thank you very much. And Benny, as always, it's always a pleasure, privilege to be able to hopefully mentor you in your process of learning to be a commodity trader. It is a different world right now. I'll try to talk more about that. Pratik, Australia, great to have you here. Thank you very much for joining us. Nick, thank you very much for joining us. And Timo, great to have you here as always. Thank you, my friend. Hope all is well in beautiful Sweden. Cody, miss talking to you every Friday, but soon again. I was showing off to that beautiful bride of mine that beautiful, heartwarming gift you gave me. It really meant a lot to me, if I haven't said that enough. Dan, great to have you here. Hope all is well in beautiful Rochester. And yes, Dan, I collect watches. I got to show you that watch again sometime. A little hard since it's on this hand, but something interesting. Carl, thank you very much. Hampton, whereabouts is Hampton, Ontario? Carl, maybe you can explain that. I'll have to Google that sometime. But again, thank you very much, everyone, for joining us. Where do we want to start? Well, first of all, welcome again, yes, to beautiful Cabo San Lucas and Nueva Hogar, Nueve Hogar, pardon me. To JKD Asset Management, our new home for JKD Asset Management, a home that I take very seriously. And it really is a pleasure to be able to hopefully mentor a generation of everywhere we go. And this is for opening day of week 11 of the trading campaign. Very interesting, obviously March the 7th. Very interesting session. If you're new here, I hope you make this part of your regular daily adventure. If you're one of our regulars, and again, Perry or Mama, my beautiful Anusha Karsis, my clientele, investors, family, friends, McNeek, as always, I appreciate your support. No sugarcoating here, no pandering, no political correctness. We got to get rid of that's the real virus in our world today. But professionalism all time, gentlemanly and courtesy and ladylike behavior at all times. Professionalism does matter. And as my good friend JJ said, I just retweeted it. Be wary of those who try to present themselves as experts and lack the professionalism. Okay, I think I know where that is. Wonderful. I'll have to put that on the map. That's a very pretty part of the world. But thank you very much for joining us. JJ, great to have you here. I spoke with JJ last night. Hunting party, I had a meeting last night. I was venomous, to be quite honest. I was percolating, exploding. I'm going to tell the people on YouTube about this. And, I would have, if this was an office, I would have put something through a hole in the wall last night. I was angry, simply angry. I'm in beautiful Cabo San Lucas after being separated by my family for far too long due to the idiocy. Eric, thank you very much for joining us. Due to the idiocy of COVID restrictions. Some of you might be feeling the same thing, and I know many have. So I had a beautiful weekend and very successful weekend, even from a business front. And of course, real things weighing on us is what's going on in Russia, Ukraine. And now we are all commodity investors, and I've been a commodity investor since 1950, did I say? Well, 1983. And it's been a very successful career, and one that I'm proud of. Romeo, great to see you here. But at no time, and JJ reminded me of a recant of part of my career, at no time do we celebrate victories due to the misfortune of others, and that involves bloodshed. I'm not a guy who's going out and buying missiles during a war. I'm not a guy who's going to be excited when price of gold goes up, when our world is basically sitting on a nuclear war watch. And I signed online to Twitter last night, and I saw people excited about their portfolios. I do not know any person. I hope these people went out and deleted their tweets afterwards, or either way, the type of person they are. I hope this is a fair warning to anyone who celebrated the spike in gold last night when the world was sitting on the cusp, maybe of our greatest risk of nuclear war since the Russian missile, Cuban Missile Crisis. And possibly, certainly, I can't remember a time close to that. I'd have to go back many, many years, probably in my youth, but I still can't think of anything. Really, would be the Cuban Missile Crisis. And people were excited about the price of gold. There is no victory when our world is destroyed. So, for all the people who suggest that they're experts, not at all. You're not at all. Matter of fact, you're not. They are not professionals. They couldn't work in an office. They couldn't work in a setting. I'm proud, Drew. I'm going to say this to you personally. I'm proud of teaching investors how to use options to mitigate risk, to increase their revenue stream, provide themselves that peace of mind portfolio management, and then, yes, invest in our economy. It's important. And I've said this since day one. It's important for a strong America built on freedoms, rights, and civil liberties to present itself around the world, not be part of a very questionable hustle going on. However, again, never spike the ball at the misfortune of others. And anyone who was excited about the price of the gold last night was missing the big story. This is no one wins in this situation. But remember why we do what we do as investors. I do this for that beautiful bride of mine. I do this for my family. I do this for the future of my communities and society, not simply to better myself at the expense of others. Okay? This bigger picture, people. And always, my good friend JJ will know this. We talked about this. Give more than you take. Leave everything better off. Okay, that's what we do as investors. I know you haven't heard those speeches in a long time, maybe ever. However, let's go into the market. Just a quick recap. Friday, market eased lower. Dow off 179.86 to 33,614. Pardon me as I expand the screen a little bit. NASDAQ off 224.5 to 13,313, and the S&P off 3462 to 4328.87. No big surprise here. I said as the S&P rejected the 200-day moving average. I know you're probably getting bored of this, hearing it over again. It was prone to a 10 to 15% correction, which puts us in that 38 to 4,000, really more around 3,600 to 4,000 bear band that I've been talking about for quite some time. It's just what I expect to see as a pullback. And do remember the S&P better valuation of the S&P is somewhere around the 2,600 to 2,800. Although I believe the economy is far weaker, it could be deeper than that as time rolls out. As this elongator, 26 to 2,800 could really quickly become 2,000 to 2,400. It's just a very ugly situation. Our economy has been mismanaged, and it's been mismanaged horrible by our political interests. They really do not serve us, and we all know by now that little virus, which has suddenly magically disappeared, was approached horribly, and the money that was spent. The youngest person here, I'm not sure, I don't want to point them out. The youngest person here is going to pay for the poor political policies of the last 2 years forever. It's unconscionable what they've done to our society, and it is not. It's nothing here comes by chance here. So again, watch this right now. Calm, nothing American from panic. Remember, we use options to mitigate risk, and we can as investors. If we understand tactics, we can outdo the market, and we can outdo it with that peace of mind portfolio management. Okay. Now, obviously, overnight there was, I'm sure, like the rest of you, good-natured people that you are. I know that the ones that are here with us daily, you're in agreement with me on this. It was an extremely uncomfortable weekend of discontent and political turmoil. Ugly situation. For some of you might be the only situations ever seen in your life. The market responded accordingly on the early futures, with a puking up, but it has since recovered with hopes of some sort of reconciliation, something. I'll use pardon me for my use of terms, but the best I can come up off the fly right now is recovered greatly. Dow down soft implied opening 100, we'll call it 134 points, strong recovery. That to me is the big sideways. The S&P off 13 points and Nasdaq off 44 points. Nothing to be concerned of. It had a good recovery. Of course, in the commodity front, that's where the big story is, and that where my venom was placed for those who, again, were spiking the ball. My gosh, just think about that. Just think about that for a second. Sit back, wonder, think about that. I'm a father. The things that I would do for my children, each one of you, it's the most important parts of our life. Anyone not thinking of what this does to our children and their futures is clearly they really don't understand this. Brian, great to see you here from the great state of Texas and beautiful Dallas. Hope I haven't missed anyone. Oh, there, Eric. Thank you very much. There we go. Okay. So, pardon me, let me get to that screen. The greenback took a wild ride, flight to safety, 99, went to a high of 99.42, backed off to 99.88, still up 0.23. But the big shot has been obviously within precious metals. We'll go into that a quick second here. But first, bear in mind, again, another day of wheat, Chicago wheat, up 12.94. Kicking down the stall door. Very uncomfortable period. Remember, what we see within most of the attention, in inflation and risk is directed towards precious metals and energy. Real concern for me is wheat and soft commodities. That's where we have a real problem. Wheat soaring again within oil. WTI right now, presently, up $2.75 to 118.43. Had a session high of 130.50. Remember, no one wins in that type of situation. Well, no one, our society doesn't win. It just is a hard grinding halt to our economy. Natural gas pausing modestly off 2 cents, 0.022 to 494.4. Copper giving back some ground here, and well, it should, off after soaring 480, just over 480, off nearly 14 cents, 497.7 off 14.14. Pardon me, 1405 with after hitting a session high of 503.95. None of this is healthy for the economy. None of this is sustainable. And what this will only drain is CapEx and only and grind the economy to a halt. Remember, as I said to you, with the approaches suggested, the political approaches to deal with that simple virus, a virus that's just related to metabolic syndrome and insulin resistance, right? We've been fattened up for the kill for 60 years, was inappropriate, and it leads not simply to a big R recession, but a depression every 100 years, and the cycle of war. So copper backing off significantly now, 15 cents. Silver giving back a modest amount, 8 cents, 0.079 to 25.71. Silver really shot out of a cannon last night and hit 26.37. Since backed off. And but the big story and a lot of attention, certainly what I was trying to press upon you, is gold. And gold right now sitting up a solid, pardon me, as I just get this, up a solid $15.20. It's been a wild whipsaw. Gold hit 2007, 2007.50. Many people without, I wonder if they ever had a parent that taught them about values and ethics, or for that matter, really understood what it means when gold soared. And Timo and I, my good friend Timo and I from Sweden, had this conversation many times. Just remember, for all of us, and I've been accumulating gold and silver and precious metal miners, you all know that I've been an investor, or at least I hope you do. I invested in the IPO of Barrick Gold. It wasn't Barrick Gold at the time name. Its IPO May 1983. I've never sold it. Do bear in mind that one day when we wake up, and it will happen, unfortunately, that gold is going to spike up significantly. It's not the world that we're going to feel comfortable living in. And there is no victory if gold spikes, if it is at the expense of nuclear warfare. My gosh, people, think, right? Okay, so that's where we are in the gold front right now. Again, it went to 2007, 2007.50. Right now, paired some of that back to 1982.20, 15.60. I like this range here. It certainly is susceptible if one looks at technicals. boy, certainly is susceptible. There we go, we got it. To a pullback from a technical perspective, but this is going to trade on emotion for quite some time. But I do expect gold to ease here right now, provide us another great buying opportunity within our precious metal miners. But bear in mind, remember, markets may go up, markets may go down, but each week option premium will decay. We've been churning out. My goal was when I came up with this theory, and then actually it was winter of 1982, was to scalp out 0.75% weekly and mitigate risk. Well, for over a decade, we've been trebling and quadrupling that amount. I want to keep this rolling. We've got some great situations to invest in, and I urge everyone to give thought to that. I'll be talking more about that with our hunting party, but I want to conclude. Again, for everyone on YouTube, I thank you very much for joining me. I'll see you tomorrow at 0600. Stay highly tactical. This is a very emotional period in trading right now. Order, structure, and discipline wins the race. For everyone on YouTube, thank you very much for joining me, and as well, Peri or Mama, and I'll try to learn how to say Peri, good afternoon, but it's in time. But good luck, have a great session. I'll be here for everyone online, and just remember, eat what you kill, be the hunter, not the hunted. Thank you very much. And for everyone, my